our bodies to clear our sex. Biological sex is not a sign.
Oh my god, shut up. You know what?
To the person who tagged me in the cesspit of lies that was this video, thank you ever so much for the content, but also you are evil for making me sit through that. I mean, that was frustrating. I mean, that just made me want to scream. Falsehood! Lies, 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 lies. See, I could have been in the song too. Oh my gosh, it's my Janus and Logan closet cosplays. For a supposed licensed pediatrician, the speaker in that video seemed strangely short on facts. Gotta hand it to her though, the scripted talking points, the studio microphone, it's deceptively professional. We can't compete with all that. Yeah, even my earbuds are missing. But we do have something they don't. Entertaining characters. Cited sources. Linked in the description/bio. Do your research. Don't be a sheep. Alright then, what do you say we go through this piece of work and deconstruct all the untruths, factoids, and otherwise misleading statements? Could take a while, but sure.
Human sexuality is binary. Either you have a normal Y chromosome and develop into a male, or you don't, and you will develop into a female.
Falsehood. While most humans fit within two general physical categories we call male and female, there are exceptions. In this particular case, one could be born with an inactive Y chromosome that fails to produce androgens in the womb and therefore develop outwardly as female. This is just one of many ways to be intersex, or lying outside the sexual binary. But even if sex were a simple binary, it would still be different than gender identity, and the two would still sometimes misalign, ergo trans people.
If I walk into my doctor's office today and say, "Hi, I'm Margaret Thatcher," my physician will say I am delusional and give me an antipsychotic.
I'm pretty sure they just assume that's your preferred name.
However, if instead I walked in and said, "I am a man," he would say, "Congratulations, you're transgender."
My doctor didn't congratulate me when I told her I was non-binary. That was an option. One could take this statement as a suggestion that trans people should also be given antipsychotics. There's no medical consensus for that.
If I were to say, "Doctor, I am suicidal. I'm an amputee trapped in a normal body. Please, surgically remove my leg," I'll be diagnosed with body identity integrity disorder.
That one is technically true. More of a lie of omission, really. She conveniently leaves out that amputation of the offending body part is actually an approved treatment of BIID, and patients who have undergone it have shown improvements in their mental health. Maybe what makes a patient healthier doesn't always make them normal.
But if I walk up to that same doctor and say, "I'm a man, sign me up for a double mastectomy," my physician will.
Ugh, I wish it was that easy.
Let's be clear. No one is born transgender. If gender identity were hardwired in the brain before birth, identical twins would have the same gender identity 100% of the time. They don't.
Another convenient omission. While it's true not all identical twin pairs have concordant gender identity status, about 30 to 40% more of them do than fraternal twin pairs, indicating that genetics are at least a factor in gender identity. Not that trans people would be any less deserving of equal rights and respect, even if we weren't born this way.
Experts assure us it doesn't matter that we've never tested puberty blockers in biologically normal children.
We literally have. I can't tell if by biologically normal children she means cis kids or just kids who didn't hit puberty at 8 years old. Either way, that's false. Doctors have been prescribing puberty blockers for precocious puberty since the 1980s, and we've been delaying puberty until around 16 since the mid-90s. Not exactly experimental.
No, we need to arrest his physical development now, or he'll commit suicide, or else he will commit suicide.
Or they will commit suicide. She's deriding an exaggerated conclusion from the commonly stated fact that gender-affirming care can reduce suicidality in trans youth by up to 70%. Using the fact that it's so silly to think every trans kid who isn't affirmed will commit suicide, she's made it easier for you to ignore that some of them do. Pretty underhanded way of sidestepping the mental health of our most vulnerable youth.
This same AAP is 110% in support of 16-year-old girls getting a double mastectomy, even without parental consent, so long as the girl insists that she is a man and has been taking testosterone daily for 1 year.
I'm not currently finding the requirement that the patient have been on testosterone for a year. Perhaps the medical field has grown more conscious of patients like Lee, who desire surgery but not hormone replacement therapy. It varies from state to state. For example, these states are trying to kill us. But across the board, you pretty much always need parental consent until you're 18. And looking at the number of teens getting mastectomies compared to the number getting augmentations every year, your priorities are concerning.
If a child can't trust the reality of their physical bodies, who or what can they trust?
Learning about trans people doesn't challenge the material reality of one's physical form. She does know that, right? I don't think so. She's thinking questioning your gender means questioning your body. and we're confused.
Transgender ideology in schools is psychological abuse that often leads to chemical castration, sterilization, and surgical mutilation. If that's not child abuse, ladies and gentlemen, what is?
And that is where this argument becomes dangerous. It's important to consider the perspective this statement is coming from, which children she shows regard for. Teaching children about their transgender peers can only help normalize trans existence in society. To frame that as abusive is a passive suggestion that trans people don't exist. But we do. Always have, always will. No amount of hiding from the truth will ever make trans people go away, but it will make them suffer. Kids especially. Maybe what you don't know can hurt you. But now you do know. And my work here is done. Don't let them tell you these lies. You weren't in the song, cry about it. Glad you got to be here, Virgil cosplay. What, you thought I'd let you get angsty and political without me? Good point. And valid argument. Also, can we cool it with the nail biting? In your dreams. Well, if any of you find yourself tagged in targeted propaganda that looks like a medical commercial from the 90s, just remember to check your facts before spreading rhetoric that could hurt someone. And while you do not have to engage with socially regressive content, sometimes engaging with a hobby you enjoy, like cosplay, can help make it a little easier. Because I'm getting way too into this, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out. You know what, I'm just gonna say it. I'm upset that I wasn't in the video. Aw, kiddo, I'm sure we'll be in the next one. You're expecting a next one? If so, I hope Lee finds me a more suitable sash before then. This is a necktie. It's not even fully red. It's closet cosplay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Well, that's easy for you to say, Hobie frown. You look amazing. Is that the actual Virgil logo? Okay, regardless, this was a one-time thing. We still predominantly make fully original content, except for covers and parodies and fan animatics, but that's it. I don't know, I think if the audience wants more of this, we should be open to making a comeback. We can even take requests in the comments. Or do you think that would be too much like we take requests? I mean, I am pretty normal in comment sections. Hey, comment
We
below.
can still have a
I'm gonna cringe so hard editing this. Yeah, I'll be sure to make it interesting.
Please don't.